In the count of 5. Count of 4.
No.
3, 2, 1. Ascension.
Just stay calm.
5,000 feet. 10,000 feet. 15,000 feet. Hallelujah.
I think it's a brave thing for them to put in the game as well. I mean, it's pretty, from what I've seen so far, it's the main crux of the story just now. In the background behind Columbia is this whole kind of like issue of race.
Yep. In the first Bioshock, it was more about class and intelligence, and this is purely racial.
The great apostate! Our prophet broke with these so-called patriots, and today is the day we celebrate this secession.
Earlier on in the game, you don't see a lot of the other side of Columbia. As yet, there's kind of
starting to explore.
There's hints towards what might be going on kind of behind the scenes and how the city's run. And when you get to those sections, there's a noticeable difference in style between that and the rest of the city.
I mean, it kind of throws that right to you at the very beginning of the game, where you're looking at the bright lights and the bright skies, and everybody's happy and singing and holding hands and dancing, and
it's quite overwhelming at first.
There's a carnival, and you're talking about a raffle, and then you get to the raffle and you realise the raffle is to throw a baseball at an interracial couple, because that's not right.
Number
77.
What do you know?
Number 77, come and claim your prize. First throw.
It was all me. Please. Please, what are you doing?
Come on.
In terms of being a game, it's a first-person shooter, but it's so much more than that because of the narrative. You've got the voxophones which tell the hidden stories behind everything, and on a second playthrough, it opens your eyes even more, because you realise there's subtle hints throughout the whole entire game that lead up to the big twists and the big reveals later on in the game with any spoilers.
Talking about twists as well, I think that we all know from the previous Bioshock games that there was going to be a twist, but I think the good thing about these games is that the twists aren't obvious.
Yes.
Or they might actually lead you down another road and
they're,
make an assumption about
when
what
you
the
play
twist is
through
going
a
to
game.
be. But I certainly didn't expect the Andrew Ryan kindly twist and spoilers if anyone's not played that one. But
Would you kindly? Powerful phrase. Familiar phrase.
Would you kindly? Would you kindly get this? Would you kindly find that? Would you kindly find control? Would you kindly find? Would you kindly get this? Would you kindly head to Ryan's office and kill the son of a bitch?
When I was playing this game, through the whole time I thought, they're never ever going to get me like Would You Kindly would.
not going to catch you out.
They're not going to get me this time. I'm looking for it too much. I'm looking for hints. I'm looking to find that twist, and I thought, they're not going to do it. They're not going to try and beat it. And they blew me right out the water. I sat with my jaw open and a big smile on my face for the last 20 minutes of the game.
Yeah.
And then instantly wanted to play through it again.
To make all the links as you're going through it. Yeah.
And this time, instead of being annoyed by Would You Kindly, I smile when I realised there was another hint.
I know why you have come, false shepherd. I see every sin that blackens your soul. Wounded knee, the Pinkertons, the drink, the gambling, and of course, Anna.
In terms of the gameplay, the interaction with the Vigors and the weapons is comparable to the Plasmids and the weapons, and it's about the combinations and making those kind of clever tricks almost, rather than just running up and shooting somebody and that's you. It's about like, how am I going to take your defences down? And they say use Bronco and raise you up in the air, then I'm going to blast you away, that kind of day. Or like we were talking about earlier, the flaming crows. Not only are you getting your eyes picked out by crows, but the crows are on fire.
So that's what I'm at.
Your day really sucks.
Down.
it's a wee thing for me that I've spoke about before in other games, but I'm quite annoyed when you get, it's very specific as well, when you get a shotgun in a game, and if you move about 10 feet away from them and you shoot a guy, it does absolutely no damage, and it's like getting like talcum powder thrown at them. Whereas in this, if you shoot a guy with a shotgun, even if you're quite a while away, it does a hell of a lot of damage.
It's a pretty realistic range for a shotgun.
Yeah.
And I do like that in it because it doesn't give you that more bit of utility. You can come around a corner and blast a guy from point blank, it destroys him. Or if he's a bit further away, you're still doing respectable damage.
Yeah, yeah. What do you guys make of the skyhook mechanic? I wasn't sure about it, to be honest with you, when I first started playing it, but once you get, again, for me, this seems to be a recurring thing with the Bioshock games, once I get used to the controls, I really enjoy it.
It seemed a bit gimmicky to me at first. I was just like, it'll just be a thing about getting from A to B, but once you get used to it, it's quite good for exploring lots of different wee bits. Like there was a bit of just flying past at one point until you had to jump off, and there was an infusion in there, so I felt quite rewarded for deciding to explore. Yeah. And the kills you can do where you leap down and smash guys.
Yeah, Skyfall. It becomes very tactical later in the game as well. Some of the areas, they're quite enclosed, and the skyhook's more like a roller coaster than an actual transportation system for the city.
Yeah.
But it's certainly, in terms of the mechanics of the game, it's really, really enjoyable, and you'll find yourself using that to get a tactical advantage over your opponents rather than just thinking it's a means of transportation.
Yeah.
Hello.
So what do you all think about Elizabeth? Because I've spent obviously a lot of time there, but you guys have just kind of, I think you've still actually getting to the game.
Still getting to it.
So what do you think?
I found that, well, the first thing that I noticed about her was that she made combat not easy, but it flowed a lot better once you have her kicking about with you.
Take this now!
A lot of the worry was that she'd be really annoying, or she'd be a hindrance to you. But like you were saying earlier on, the first thing that comes up was, don't need to worry about Elizabeth when you're fighting.
She can take care of herself.
She can take care of herself. And the fact that she throws you ammo and health and salts, but it's not too much.
Still looking. Over here.
That'll do.
So many games try and weave story and gameplay together, and you get something like your Metal Gears, where it's big chunks of story, then gameplay, and then you get maybe Half-Life and stuff where it's more kind of emergent, you're discovering it as you go. But I don't think anybody does it as well as Irrational. They've really nailed it.
I think as well, like taking into account like what you were saying about the Metal Gear series, is that a lot of the plot is done not through gameplay, it's done through cutscenes, whereas in this it's very much the majority of the story is driven through playing it and stuff happening while you're actually interacting with the environment, which I really like.
Why did they put me in here? What am I? What am I?
You're the girl who's getting out of this tower.
So overall, recommend this then?
Very much so.
Spot on.
Cool.
And then we can have another discussion when you actually finish it.
Yeah.
Follow up.